With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. A slinky. Why can't I hear? Oh, what the heck is going on? There we go. I was listening to Eddie Murphy right before coming on there, and I got a slinky. It's fun for a boy and a girl. A slinky. Dun, 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 dun. If you haven't seen Eddie Murphy Raw, you got to check that out. It's friggin' hysterical. His father worked at Coleco Toy Factory, and he brought home stuff. That's what they ate. They couldn't afford food because his father made 13 cents a week. Oh, it's just friggin' hilarious. My mom could cook a Tonka truck. Oh, my God. That's going to be a stuff. But Slinkies were like a dessert. The birthday cakes were Etch-a-Sketch, and they would write for the icing to say happy birthday, they would write. And to make the wish, you would shake the Etch-a-Sketch. It's freaking funny as hell. A Slinky. It's right before, or right after he got in a fight in a club, and my lip looked like Jimmy Walker. You gotta look it up. You'll have yourself rolling. I have no idea what's going on with the live stream. It seems like it's a little on a delay side, so I apologize, anybody watching there. So, actually, let's get on with the show, and welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded it to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, and Phase 3 of the Takeover, we've now taken over SHR nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, hey, that's easy. Just go to SHR Media and click on SHR TV. It's that easy. And while you're there, you can jump into the chat room. Join the conversation. Thank you, Dan, very much. There's many ways you can listen and hear the program. You can go to Reaver.one. You can both watch and listen, and there's a chat room there. You can go through YouTube. You can go through Spreaker. Oh, God. You can go to shrmedia.com. If there's a will, there's a way, and you can hear us. Now, tonight's Wednesday. It's one of the best night in conservative radio. Of course, to pat myself on the back, we have myself at 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock. And then right after my show, there's this little show known as the Sackheads Radio Show. Now, I went over it, I think it was last night. Where did it go? I have a little document so I know who's who and where's who. So, you gotta got to go to SHR Media. You can click the live broadcast schedule. We got a huge lineup, and a lot's changed. Now, before me was Right Guy with Ralph J. Chittum, Senior. He's every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Monday through Friday, you'll have me 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. with the Reaver of Common Sense. And, of course, tonight we have the Sackheads radio show. Last night I had the pleasure opening up for BZ's Berserker Bobcat Saloon, and you'll be able to hear him tonight with the Sackheads, Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clint, and, BZ will be there to join in. And that'll be at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot going on with SHR Media. You need to go to the site and keep up. We have Freedom Fest coming up July 19th through the 22nd. I know Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clint, and I believe BZ will definitely be there. There's going to be a host of speakers from Dinesh D'Souza. Sorry about that. I think William Shatner. They just got speakers out the wazoo. I wish I can get out there. I would love to get out there, but right now, money-wise, it's a little expensive to go from Florida to Las Vegas. So if you get a chance, go out. This year, it's going to be at the Paris Resort. So, all right, we got everything up and running. Let's just take a peeky. Boom. I'm actually in a kind of good mood. The only bad thing is the schedule of my wife's working. It's pretty bad because she leaves before I get up, and just as I get on air, she comes pulling in. Now, I don't know if I'll see her when I get done the show because, well, she'll probably be in bed. Let's see, so. Holy shit. We're going to get to it later because I don't want to really waste my, not just overload it right now. But we're going to talk about what happened on with CNN last night. I couldn't believe it. I doubt anything will ever come about, but they need to be investigated for some criminal charges. If anything, that person needs to lawyer up and look at going after CNN. They blackmailed that poor man. They can go around it all they want. They blackmailed him. But we'll get more into that later. Just a little preview, probably after the top of the hour, which will be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's... There hasn't been much talked about it because all of a sudden, all the Russian investigations started to swing back on the Democrats. Now you don't hear about it, do you? Because all of a sudden, all this evidence that the Democrats have more connection, the media stopped talking about it. They don't want to.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You discover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Talk about it now because it's implicating the Democrats. And I said it when the investigation first started. I thought it was a good thing because I knew it was going to swing back and bite the Democrats in their ass. It was going to hit them and hit them hard, and it has. They're real quiet right now. And we're going to talk about another thing. Pelosi still isn't safe. Nancy Pelosi is not safe. I think the Democrats, you're going to have a little, I don't want to call it civil war because there's not going to be any actual violence. But there's a lot of, I think, more infighting than most people realize. And it's been going on for a while, and it's starting to boil over and go out into the public. There is this massive infighting. You have several factions, and you have it with Republicans. Now, the Republicans do more in the public light and disagree, but I don't think it's as bad as the Democrats, because you really have this left-wing anarchist, fascist group, the progressives, socialists, communists. There's so many labels. They're anti-American is what they are. We'll just leave it at that. And you could say whatever you want, because I've heard so many arguments. Well, this is why we should call it this. No, this is why we should call it. It's not good for this country. The Democrat Party hasn't been good for this country for a long time. I talked about it last night with them wanting to do away with the Civil War monuments with the Confederate side, because it reminds them of slavery. Who was I talking to when I said that they say it reminds them of slavery? And they looked at me and they're like, damn, they're old. And he looks at me and goes, I wasn't around during slavery, so how would I remember what slavery was like? I was like, damn, good point. But if you're going to go after inanimate objects, why don't we go after the party of slavery? Right now, Democrat parties, they're getting hammered. The liberals are losing. They're so fanatical right now. They've lost any control. They've lost any sanity they had left. And they're just totally, they talk about mentally unstable, and they keep accusing Trump of. Well, that goes to Reaver axiom. Now, this is the one I've used for a while. I use the term Reaver axiom. BZ has his axioms. And this is the one that I've always said. When you see a Democrat and they're pointing the finger and blaming somebody for something, it's because that is exactly what they're doing. That's how they know what they're doing, because they're doing the exact same thing, and they want to deflect blame off of them onto everybody else. And it's you pull back that curtain and look behind the curtain, and you don't have the wizard. You have a corrupt, lying little man. And that's what you have with the Democrat Party. They keep talking how their morality, they're better, and when you look behind the curtain, they're a con artist. And that's what we have with the Democrat Party. And that's whenever they start accusing people of something, I just sit back and kind of laugh, because that is exactly what they are doing, and they know it. When we go to all this environmental shit that's going on, global warming, a lot of things are all tied together, and it's starting to fall apart. When I took that little break, there was an article I wanted to do, and I couldn't find it right before getting on air. To tell you the truth, it just popped back in my head, so that's why I don't have it with me. And there is a global warming scientist that it now admits there is a pause in the temperature. And it's like he admits that they've been lying about it, that there is a pause. There is no, I don't want to say there's no man-made global warming, because we can impact our environment. We need to be, and I've said it for a while, we need to be cautious. We need to be responsible. But we don't do it at the cost of destroying our civilization. And the best way I can explain it when it comes to global warming is, we've stubbed our toe, and now you have a group that wants to cut the leg off because we stubbed the toe, when we don't need to really do any medical work. Just be careful when you go walking. Well, that's what we need to do, because most of the environmental impacts we're having, well, that's Earth. That's what happens on this planet. All right? In between the solar, because you have, I think it's Mars and Saturn or Jupiter. I can't remember which one. But there's global warming going on there. And there's no humans, to create it. And why do they have it? And it's subsiding now? It's because of solar flares. And we had a heavy amount of solar flares over the last couple of years. So you wonder, that's why we had a slight increase for a little bit. It happens. The temperatures are now I remember in the 70s, we were in for another ice age. I remember storms, snowstorms. And then late 80s, all of a sudden, early 90s, poof, gone. No more snowstorms. Shit. I was like, damn, something's going on. And my grandfather was, on my mom's side, was a farmer. And he turned around and he goes, like, every 10 years, the weather changes. He's like, you watch. And all of a sudden, in the early 2000s, snow started happening again up north. Now they're getting hit with friggin' blizzards every year. The weather is secular, I think the correct term is. See, I'm not one of those highly educated little schmucks. But I do understand patterns. But as I said to begin with, that doesn't mean that we go around polluting, all that. I was talking to my father. We disagree on a lot of things, but he admits a lot of this is, he believes in global warming, but he doesn't think we should go to the extent that they talk about. And he's like, well, why don't we go nuclear power? I was like, why don't we? And he kind of, well, I was like, a lot of people on the right have no problem with that. I was like, it's the groups on the left. He goes, oh, the fanatics. Yeah, exactly. And the coal plants aren't as polluting as they make it seem. My father was jack of all trades. He worked for a company called Marshall Maintenance. It's not the company that it used to be. They did a lot of the work in out west with nuclear plants, building them, highways, bridges.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because, truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
Coal plants. He dealt with that a lot. And he dealt with putting those scrubbers in. And he said time and time again, these things are putting out, a car puts out more polluting than one of these plants. And that's what we see now, but you get this propaganda because they want to push a global warming theory, so they push that. There's nothing wrong with coal. And I laugh because they want these rechargeable plug-in cars. And where the hell do you get that electricity from? From the coal plant, which causes more polluting underneath their theory. Now you want to go all electrical. Now what do we do with all the gas cars that have laying around? We got to dispose of them. That causes more pollution. They don't think of that. They think of a very short term. They're not thinking long term. They think of very short. And it's... They're ruining their own cause by a lot of things they do. And where we're going with it is EPA-funded lab faked research results on respiratory illness, whistleblower lawsuit claims. And I know you're thinking, how does that have to deal with global warming? Well, they're always, you get respiratory illness, you have all these diseases and stuff. Well, Duke University has admitted that one of its lab technicians falsified or fabricated research data on respiratory illness that were used to get large grants from the EPA. And some of those studies are then used for, well, look what happens. We have these respiratory illnesses. They're caused by X, Y, and Z. The admission came Sunday in a legal filing that responded to a federal whistleblower lawsuit, which the school tried to get dismissed by former lab analyst Joseph Thomas. According to the Durham Herald Sun, Thomas claims in his lawsuit that the allegedly faked research data of Aaron Potts-Kant, who worked 8 years at a Duke medical school lab, was used by the prestigious university and some of its professors to fraudulently obtain federal grants. Thomas also claimed Duke tried to hide the alleged fraud. Potts-Kant told a Duke investigation panel, which reviewed 36 of her reports, her fake data was included in various publication and grant applications. See, when it comes to a lot of these liberal feel-good research, they have the answer they want. So they create the data around their answer. And that's not science. And that's one thing I always hate. Well, the science is settled. Science is never settled. Never. Because if science was settled, the universe revolves around the earth. The earth is flat. And we can go on and on and on and on and on. Science is, they're still debating Einstein's theories. And it'll continue to do that over the years. That's what science is. Science is never settled. And I'll give you a last bit, a little piece of information on so when you can talk to your global warming people. The 97% of scientists that say there's global warming. Because I get that thrown at me a lot of times. And I had my father-in-law hit me with that. I said, can you show me the actual study on that? No. I said, oh, so you learned about it from Obama? Pretty much, yeah. And so I actually did the research and found out about that 97%. And there is somewhat of a study that says 97% of the scientists. But if you really read into it, it's not 97% of the scientists. It's 97% of scientists that wrote a global warming paper saying it was man-made. 97% of them reread their paper and agreed that their conclusion was correct. 3% said they were wrong on their conclusion, that it was man-made. So basically what they just did is they gave these papers. It's like giving a high schooler, a senior, here's your final test. Here's the answer. Correct it. Tell me what you got wrong. And that's what they did. They had these scientists go read over their own work and grade their own work. I'm surprised it wasn't 100%. Seems like there was a 3% approval or 3% honest that looked at it and said we were wrong. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. Oops. Helps if I have everything set up. You listen to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
With New Year's resolutions, many of us will make a vow to eat healthier, and that's a good thing. But what about our beloved pets and their nutrition? Greetings, Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm on a mission to provide better nutrition for cats and dogs because, truthfully, all pet food is dead food, which is why we created Rough Greens and Meow Greens in the first place. We bring their food back to life with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, antioxidants, and so much more. All in a tasty formula that your dog and cat will love. You can improve your pet's coat, digestion, energy, and have less vet bills. Let 2025 bring a new year and a new pet. Get a Jumpstart trial bag, normally $20. Get a 100% discount with promo code BESTFRIEND. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code BESTFRIEND. Bring your pet's food back to life with Rough Greens. So good, your pet will ask for it by name.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, that's easy. Just go to SHR Media. It's that simple. While you're there, you'll also join in on the chat room, and you can join the conversation. I thought, nothing's going on lately. It's going to be a slow. What am I going to do for the show? What am I going to do? We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, all right. But here's another thing. The climate mafia caught tampering with evidence again. And this seems to be coming on very, very often anymore. If you want to know what's really going on with global warming, watch the video by Tony Heller. It's called the Ministry of Climate Truth, erasing the satellite data, and tells a story so shameful that if the mainstream media ever did their job, that's just seems to be going around so much lately, that the mainstream media actually did their goddamn job. None of the shysters involved would ever be able to show their heads in public again. And this goes with politics at the same time. If we had a media that did what it was supposed to be doing, instead of being a propagandist, we'd be so much better off in this country. But they just love to give misinformation, purposely lie about a host of issues. But this is essentially about how the alarmist science community, the climate mafia, if you will, bullied a science data gatekeeper into tampering with the evidence in order to suit their criminal agenda. Again, it's very easy. It's very easy. They have an answer, and then they push the data, change the equation to fit their answer. And they've gotten caught multiple times with the temperatures, changing the temperatures and raising them to make it look like it was the hottest day. It was the hottest year. They've gotten caught like the last several years tampering with data to fit their theory. They've gone with buoys that are known to give off false temperatures, very well known in the scientist community. And what do? They use that data instead of the documented, approved buoys that do the temperature. When are we going to learn? Then they wonder why we don't trust them. They're all shocked and, oh my God, why don't they trust us? Oh, it was just a mistake. It was just a mistake. Just a mistake. Oh, we made an error. It's nonstop anymore. Oh, we made an error. We corrected ourselves. What's the big deal? And it's not just the global warming anymore with the mainstream media. It's everything. It's not even errors. They're purposely putting out false information. Then they hide behind, oops, we made a mistake. New York Times has done it. Washington Post. CNN's been real big on that one. There's a host of others, too, but it's like, holy shnikes, people. Come on. We're better than this. Oh, my live stream is really pissing me off. Just keep looking over. I know I'm delayed on it. They know they've been caught. They know they're caught red-handed, but yet they keep doing it. And they keep, no, not us. We didn't do it. Then they correct their stories. And it's, why are you calling us fake news? Why don't you trust us? And they want to attack Trump on trust. When Congress has a lower approval rating than Trump, Pelosi, Schumer, McConnell, Ryan, they all have a lower approval rating than Donald Trump. Mainstream media has a lower approval rating than Donald Trump, but yet they want to dump all over Donald Trump. That's like a criminal bitching at you that you're breaking the law. There's a word for that. It's called being a hypocrite. How much more are we going to take as a society? This latest issue with CNN ought to cause a major investigation into that news agency. But I know they'll scream, oh, we got freedom of press. It's not freedom of press you're doing. You're being a propagandist. and you went and you broke the law. It's... I'm just looking through this, and it's... So the researchers from a remote sensing system based in California have released a substantially revised version of the lower spherical temperature record. After correcting for problems caused by decaying orbit of satellites, as well as other factors, they have produced a new record showing a 36% faster warming since 1979 and nearly 140% faster, i.e. 2.4 times larger warming since 1998. This is in comparison to the previous version 3 of the lower troposphere temperature data published in 2009. The story would definitely be huge if true, because the satellite temperature data sets are one of the main pieces of evidence used by climate skeptics to support the arguments that the whole global warming scare has been overdone. Because satellites show much less global warming than the surface temperature data set, it supports the skeptics' long-standing contention that A, the surface temperature data sets have been adjusted, aka rigged, to the point of meaninglessness by corrupt scientists. Dramatic warming isn't actually happening. It's just been made to look like that way by people with vested interest in promoting an AGW scam. So what reasons do we have to doubt the word of the expert responsible for these adjustments? A guy by the name of Carl Mears at Remote Sensing System. After all, it's not like he didn't provide a plausible-looking scientific justification for it all. Correcting for problems caused by a decaying of satellites. Yep, we've all been there, haven't we? One minute we're heading innocently down Highway 1 to look at the cute sea otters. The next you're somehow straight over the Niagara Falls. Your stupid sat-nav failed to take those pesky problems caused by the decaying of satellites into account. And until now, no scientist was clever enough to notice. Well, it is possibility. There is a possibility. But as Tony Heller points out, there are several good reasons why there's a distinct rat-like smell among the whole enterprise. One is that this is exactly what Heller predicted 2 years ago would happen. Look for the satellite data to be adjusted to bring it into compliance with the fully fraudulent surface temperature. The Guardian is now working to discredit UAH, so it seems likely that RSS will soon be making big changes to match the needs of climate mafia. Bookmark this post. And the UAH, by the way, refers to University of Alabama, Huntsville, which is the only other satellite temperature gatekeeper, and as of this week, the only credible one in the world, run by two skeptics, John Christie and Roy Spencer. The reason they are skeptic is because the data they maintain gives them good reason to be skeptical. While the highly adjusted surface temperature data sets show dramatic warming, their more reliable satellite data does not. And that's what it goes to, is they got to change the data to fit their answer. Woo. Lemon juice. Wow. Didn't mix. Holy for holy. Iced tea with lemon juice in it. Lemon juice usually settles to the bottom, but I usually mix it. And just in my rush, I forgot to mix it. Wow. When you take a sip with a straw, you're at the bottom, and all you get is lemon juice. Woo. And this isn't the first time that we've had the global warming idiots messing with the data to fit their answer. And it just keeps happening. They keep having to adjust stuff to fit their answer. And the new one that I love to do now, because they were setting goals like 10 years from now, New York City is going to be underwater. They've done that multiple times, and every time there's been no water anywhere near flooding New York City. We keep hearing all these great apocalyptic claims, and they've gone by, and nothing. All the ice on the Arctic, Antarctic is supposed to be melted. Polar bears are supposed to be drowning. You know, cats and dogs getting along. And none of it has happened. Well, cats and dogs do get along here and there. In fact, I had a cat that used to beat the living daylights out of my German Shepherd. My cat ran the house within the animal kingdom. That was funny. They're going to continue to do what they do to try to make them, until we finally shut them down totally. You've had about 5-10 years ago, the head of the IPOCC, I believe it is. It's like the International Climate Agency. It's a volunteer, all different scientists. And the head of it, he stepped away. He stepped down. You know, they've attacked him and tried to discredit him. But he stepped down and stepped away, said that it was getting too political. Too many politicians had their hands in it and had reasons to have data changed to fit their needs. And it had gotten too political, and he feels that it needs to be shut down, restarted with no government interference whatsoever. Because we have too many governments that want to stick their hands in this. Because you get a lot of wealth distribution when it comes to global warming. I have no problem. I'm not a hardcore, like some conservatives don't help out. And I didn't want to say that because most of them are more generous than most liberals I know. But there's a fine line. And what this is, global warming, is like a global scale of socialism, taking from the rich and giving to the poor. And that's all it is. That's all it is. The Paris Agreement was a friggin' joke to begin with. And I love how Obama's running his mouth, giving speeches, which he really needs to watch out with because he's starting to borderline interfere in foreign policy, which he's not allowed to. And it's the first time we've really had an ex-president running his mouth like he is about the current president. And what's funny is he's giving speeches demeaning nationalism on July 4th weekend. Never once said anything on his Twitter about it being July 4th, but he was bashing nationalism and pushing global liberalism and globalism. That's what he's pushing openly now, while he's making huge money on Wall Street giving speeches. It's the hypocrisy on the left is glaring. Because it's funny, when you see a politician screaming that he wants people to give up money to create equal amount of people, they're never the ones that give money up. You have Sanders out there screaming about inequality and pay inequality as he owns multiple houses now and he's making millions of dollars a year. I don't see him giving up any of his money to make everybody else equal. I get tired of hearing these celebrities run their mouths about how everybody should be equal. I don't see them giving up their money. You have Facebook, Zucker, or whatever it is. Zuckerman. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. There's a couple of rich people now that feel the government should be giving everybody a livable wage to help out. And one of the numbers we're quoting like $1,600 for a family every month be sent. Well, where does that money come from to begin with? Number two, if they think it's so great and these sons of bitches are so rich, why don't they do it? You're not going to see them take it out of their pocket to do it. You'll never see that. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. And we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's pretty easy. Just go to shrmedia.com and click on the chat button. It will bring up both the player and the live stream. And plus, you can join in on the chat. Like I got 3 people in the chat room right now. They're hiding. They're underneath viewers. They're hiding, but they're more than welcome to come in, ask some questions, tell me what they think. I don't care. Love me, hate me, want me to have a raise, want me fired, want to tell me to fuck off. I don't care. Go right ahead. So, CNN's just... they're tripping over themselves. And they have another small controversy surrounding CNN, and it continues to pile up almost on a daily basis. The network is now under fire for bungling an expression often attributed to Abraham Lincoln, taking an apparent jab at Donald Trump by falsely quoting the nation's 16th president. The beleaguered network was posting quotes on social media from prominent Americans over the 4th of July weekend when it made the mistake. One of the quotes attributed Abraham Lincoln, "Let the people know the facts and the country will be safe." The comments were a veiled swipe at President Trump, who often slams CNN coverage over its coverage of Donald Trump collusion with as a witch hunt. Well, as you could tell, we all know what's going on. For one, that quote isn't exactly spot on. It's been altered. It's not Abraham Lincoln. But users on social media were the first to realize the news network bungled Lincoln's actual words, which were, "Let them know the truth and the country will be safe," referencing the nation's public opinion regarding the American Civil War. Well. It's... a couple people started tweeting about it, and a quote investigator got in, and that's when it was the actual saying, as I said, "Let them know the truth and the country is safe." It's simple. I mean, I have a host of sayings, famous quotes, and I used to say them like before every break and everything. I made sure. I'm a small-time little show. I know that. I'm not going to kid myself. I have fun doing it. People like what I have to say. I speak openly in plain language. I'm not trying to talk above anybody or down to anybody to try to impress them. I speak the way I speak. And that's the whole premise of the show. I speak the way everybody speaks. I'm not this big, high-educated person, but I know how to research, I know how to look my information up, and I have my opinions on stuff that I get out. But the one thing I do is try to research everything. And when I'm quoting ex-presidents or ex-founding fathers or any of the great patriots that came before us, I try to double-check their quotes. If I'm going to quote them, I try to quote them right. And I don't have the staff that CNN has to be double-checking, triple-checking all this. And it just amazes me how often we keep hearing the names of CNN coming up for misinformation and just fake news. And it's getting kind of disheartening anymore. I mean, all right, you make a mistake once or twice. I can understand. It's a fast pace. But it's happening so often now. It's scary. I think I took that page down. Shit. Huh. I might have taken that page down. I didn't know it. That was a big oopsie. I used to have a Founding Fathers quotes on my website. Huh. My bad. But I made sure that I researched, make sure what I was putting out was correct. CNN, like it says, almost every day we're hearing them with some kind of issue going on. And there's problems with MSNBC. There is. But if you notice, it's just lately CNN, they have this total mental derangement with Trump. And they're just going at him full bore without checking their facts. They're putting out stories that have already been debunked. They're putting out anonymous stories. That's the big one right now that has me pissed off. With what they did last night. And we're going to get in it after the next break. They went after somebody that was on the internet and tried to expose them. But yet they hide behind their anonymous sources and refuse to give up those anonymous sources on these fake stories they keep putting out. And it's happening constantly. Last night's issue, my opinion, from what I've read, different statutes, they broke the law. And it's something that the DOJ needs to investigate. I'm not saying we need to shut them, CNN down. But if some of them broke the law, they need to be investigated. But we're going to talk about that later. It has me riled up big time. We have Veritas with another video. And what's funny is the guy in the video's sitting there talking about how, Veritas is doing undercover videos. And he got a little worried because he had talked to someone at a bar and he was hoping, well, guess what? That person was recording him. He says he stands by everything that he had to say, but I'm pretty sure he's doubling back because he was attacking Chris Cuomo big time. I'm trying to see. Gonna go on James O'Keefe and play that for you real quick before we go to break. It's amazing, just, and it's CNN's doing it all by themselves. I mean, their people are openly having this conversation. Come on. Come on. I'm telling you, my internet's been a little wonky lately. I think just everybody's home for the holiday. And what's funny is this assistant producer, whoever, he says he stands by. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that once this hits big time, which it has, they'll be backtracking very much on his statements because an assistant producer attacking. All right, here. I'm going to get it up and running.
I mean, granted, anything I've said to you, I would defend on the record. I don't think I've said anything wrong.
Hi, I'm James O'Keefe with Project Veritas. Jimmy Carr is an associate producer with CNN's morning show, New Day. Our releases about him and others last week exposed CNN's bias and radical fake news agenda. In a subsequent meeting with Carr, he doubled down about his statements and other anti-Trump comments. I just can't believe the arrogance of these people.
I had a moment of panic because on Sunday night, I met them on a Friday. On Sunday night, this anti-CNN advocacy guy released a bunch of tapes of him. Okay, so the Nothing Burger thing.
Where'd it go? What the heck? Oh, sorry about that. Damn it, Janet. Here, let's do something easier. System.
I mean, granted, anything I've said to you, I would defend on the record.
Try, get back.
I just can't believe the arrogance of these people.
I had a moment of panic because on Sunday night, I met them on a Friday. On Sunday night, this anti-CNN advocacy guy released a bunch of tapes of him. Okay, so the Nothing Burger thing came from a guy who secretly recorded his conversations with a CNN employee.
Who did that?
Just this right-wing advocate.
Hitler? Hitler used?
But a guy who hated CNN and was pro-Trump and wanted to expose CNN's lies. And he had met a guy and talked to them about CNN's coverage and recorded it secretly and released it at...
When was this?
It was on Sunday night, Monday morning. And it came out, and we were all going, holy shit, how is this guy so stupid? He's talking to everyone and saying X, Y, and Z about CNN. But then I went there and went, well, I talked to a couple of guys at a bar on Friday afternoon, and I said things that we wouldn't normally say. I mean, granted, anything I've said to you, I would defend on the record. I don't think I've said anything wrong. The guy had his phone on in his pocket. But so he was just talking to a guy. No, it was a secret recording. He had his phone voice recording in his pocket, talking to him, talking about, hey, don't you think CNN's coverage is a little ridiculous right now? And this employee said, well, yeah, I think it's over the top, and right now it's kind of bullshit. But I mean, that became the subject of 3 opening monologues on Fox News evening show. And I had the thought of literally,
I wonder I missed it.
I'm not bullshitting you. I literally went, holy shit, I hope those 2 guys that I met weren't trying to fuck with me and record me. I mean, granted, anything I've said to you, I would defend on the record. I don't think I've said anything wrong.
We all recognize he is a clown, that he is
This is the same guy.
Unqualified for this, that he's really bad at this, and that he does not have America's best interests. We recognize he's justified and crazy.
Would it be fair to question the intellect of the American voter?
Oh, no, they're stupid as shit.
That's where he called the American voters stupid
What
shit.
she look like? Is she the one with the...
Looks like she got hit with a shovel. Looks like she got hit with a shovel.
Carr also let it slip that he and his coworkers are not exactly fans of their anchor, Chris Cuomo.
I don't have the gravitas, so I also don't have a brother who's the governor. So.
Yes, Chris Cuomo is Andrew Cuomo's brother, the governor of New York.
Well, that's the gravitas. I've been sat an hour and a half listening to you. You're extremely intelligent. You're very well spoken. And I think you're far better presenter than Chris Cuomo, just in how you present the issue. I totally disagree with you. I'm not drunk.
I cannot technically say anything, but I can simply say that there's a lot of us that spend a lot of time in the newsroom criticizing just the same place.
Just the what?
The same place.
Yeah, I
just can't stand the hell out of these songs. We're like, shut up.
Chris Cuomo.
Real nice for your
After
producers.
a video last week, New Day anchor Allison Camerata sent an email to the panelist who she suspected leaked the new audio of the selectively edited video CNN released. She seemed to be expressing some level of anger about the leak.
We believe that Jimmy Carr...
And what she did is she thought the guy leaked the actual interview because within the interview that was advertised or put on TV, it was very edited to make it look like the guy had no answer for her question, when in reality he answered her question with examples, which were cut out. And it's funny how CNN's always running around talking about the Veritas videos being heavily edited when they've gotten caught several times with these interviews editing it and taking out answers and making it look like the person didn't have an answer. So she sends the guy an email, all capitals, really, question mark, because she thought he leaked it out. So it's okay when they get leaked information, but they don't like people leaking information out about them.
John Bonifield and Van Jones are just telling the truth about what's going on inside CNN newsrooms across the country. It's a toxic culture of anti-Trump bashing, ratings grabbing, and just plain lazy journalism. And in light of today's CNN video blackmail scandal, they'll have to raise their standards if they have any chance of regaining trust with the American people. Balance your journalism, stop reporting fake news, work a little harder, and maybe, just maybe, you'll have a chance to save yourselves.
Highly doubt that. That comes from Veritas. I love those guys. I'm going to try to get back a hold of them, see if I can get them back on the show. All right. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Planet Radio, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trying to get the camera to refocus. All right, come on. For some reason, the autofocus just doesn't want to kick in. If I cover the lens, it usually causes it to refocus, which it's not really doing right now. All right, we will get on with it. I'll just be a little fuzzy. All right, what happened is last night, the article came out on CNN, and it originally came out. Oh, I'm trying to. So I was running around doing something in between shows that I didn't pull up the correct article to be in front of me. All right. Now, we're going to be going over several articles, and they kind of overlap, so excuse me if there's a lot of information that overlaps, but there's multiple articles on this, and they're taking different angles on how CNN handled this, and which it all is very, very strange on what they did. All right, let me pull it up on this one. Trying to still get the camera to go. Boom. And nope, it's not going to want to work today. Should focus out soon. No. Shit. Oh, issues everywhere. No tissues to spare. What I'm doing is the original CNN article I want to bring up because that's where a lot of this issue pops up and is a major issue. And the original title is How CNN Found the Reddit User Behind the Trump Wrestling GIF. And it goes on, the Reddit user who initially claimed credit for President Donald Trump's tweet that showed Trump tackling CNN issued an apology Tuesday for the video and other offensive comments he posted. One day after CNN identified the man behind the document account and attempted to make contact with him. Reddit user Hans Asshole Solo first shared the GIF last Wednesday of Trump pummeling a wrestler with CNN's logo imposed on his face. CNN could find no earlier instance of the GIF. The GIF was later edited into a video with sound and tweeted by the president on Sunday. On Reddit, Hans Asshole Solo took credit for inspiring the tweet soon after Han Solo's other posts on Reddit, some of which included racist, anti-Semitic imagery, quickly circulated on social media. Now, the user is apologizing, writing a lengthy post on Reddit that he does not advocate violence against the press and expressing remorse there and in an interview with CNN for other posts he made that were racist and anti-Semitic. The apology came after CNN's K-File identified the man behind Hans Asshole Solo using identifying information that Hans Asshole Solo posted on Reddit. K-File was able to determine key biographical details to find the man's name using a Facebook search and ultimately collaborate details he made available on Reddit. On Monday, K-File attempted to contact the man by email and phone, but he did not respond. Key part right there. On Monday, they contacted him. Now on Tuesday, Han Asshole Solo posted an apology on the subreddit /Donald_Trump and deleted all his other posts. He goes in to apologize and yada, yada, yada. The user further apologized for calls for violence against the press in his statement on Reddit. The meme was created purely as satire. It was not meant to be a call to violence against CNN or any other news affiliate. I had no idea anyone take it and put it to sound, yada, yada. The apology has since been taken down by the moderators of the /Donald_Trump subreddit. After posting his apology, Hans Asshole Solo called CNN's K-File and confirmed his identity. In the interview, Hans Asshole Solo sounded nervous about his identity being revealed and asked not to be named out of fear for his personal safety and for the public embarrassment it would bring to him and his family. CNN is not publishing his name because he is a private citizen who has issued an extensive statement of apology, showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all his offending posts, and because he said he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior on social media again. In addition, he said his statements could serve as an example to others not to do the same. CNN, listen very carefully, CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. That is where it caused a total shitstorm, right there. Right there. Why did this author put that in there? Right there, that is blackmail. They're blackmailing him and making sure that he is a good little boy, keeps his mouth shut, and doesn't make fun of the big bad news agencies. Now, blackmail is against the law in several states. There's several statutes that CNN just broke. There's a question on the guy's age, how old he is. Either way, I would be lawyering up right now. Now, the author, Andrew Kaczynski, he's trying to defend himself and backtrack. Oh, he called and he said we didn't force an apology. We're not. Yeah, okay. You're only threatening to expose the man publicly, which is called doxing, which causes a lot of issue. You're blackmailing him to shut up. Of course he's going to say he's not being coerced. You're holding it over him. Why would you put that statement? And then here's the funny part. One of the tweets from the author, make sure. He called us after posting apology, said he wouldn't have given the White House permission to use the GIF had they asked. He called us after posting an apology. Here, let me see if I could do this. Let me try to get fancy here. There is the one statement. But what I want to do, bear with me. There you go. Within the statement, in the article, one day after CNN identified the man behind the account and attempted to make contact with him, the apology came after CNN's K-File identified the man behind the Hans Asshole Solo account. On Monday, K-File attempted to contact the man by email and phone, but he did not respond. On Tuesday, so he knew CNN had found out who he was. He knew he was in CNN was after him. CNN tried to blackmail or has blackmailed this man into silence. Listen, I'm not justifying everything this guy has written on social media. That is not, I'm not getting into that argument. Just because the guy might be a douchebag and might be putting some shit that shouldn't be said, doesn't mean he should be blackmailed and have his life in danger. Just because CNN got picked on. And that's exactly what's happening. CNN got picked on, and now they're running to, and trying to blackmail. And I can't believe CNN's totally backing this whole idea, and they're, no, it's not blackmail. And they're twisting what was said in the article. Problem is, last night, that went to #1 trend on Twitter. This was 11:30 at night about when I saw this. And it was #2, and the one above was a paid promotional. Soon after that, a couple minutes later, the CNN blackmail became number 1 on Twitter. And when I checked this morning, it was still number 1. It still was trending for a long time. And a lot of people are pissed off. There's liberals, there's conservatives. Even Vox, Vox.com, is going, this was over the line. This is not right. He blackmailed him. You have liberal news sites going, yeah, that was a blackmail. That shouldn't have been done. All he had to do was omit one line. That's all he had to do, is just one line. And putting it in there, he was bragging. He tried bragging. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. So if he doesn't stay in line, we will expose him. That is what they're saying. That is called blackmail. You're holding something over somebody for them to do something against their will that you want them to do. And then CNN wonders why they're in a shitstorm that they are. I've heard comments by liberal congressmen, congresswomen that have spoke out about CNN's action. Both left and right have actually gotten a little behind this and just CNN wants freedom of, press. But it's almost like they don't want to give freedom of speech to anybody else. Like what he has to say or not, he has the right to say it. And I'll defend his right to say the crap he has to say. But trying to expose the man and put his life as danger, and then sitting there blackmailing him. Why don't CNN expose some of their anonymous sources that they've been reporting on? How about they expose those people? They'd be pretty pissed off if that happened. It just keeps piling on for CNN, and it seems like they're too stupid. It seems like each one is like, oh, look at the shit I did. I topped it all. Nope, hold my beer. I can do better. It's like the contest, who could be the biggest dumbass in CNN? You got an associate producer ragging and totally bashing the host of the show. And that makes me laugh because I stand by all my comments. I didn't mean it. I was just being a smart mouth. I'm sorry, Chris Cuomo. No. You don't have it just because your brother's governor. No. He's kissing ass right now. An assistant producer bashing the host. And it's like 2 or 3 times they gotten this jackass on recorded. I mean, how dumb can you be? CNN is just shooting their mouth off, shooting themselves in the proverbial foot. Again, I'm not promoting violence. Oh my God, he's talking about shooting him in the foot. No, it's an old saying. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're causing your own demise. How stupid can you be? And we'll talk a little bit more when we get back here listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. I'm trying. I didn't say I'm succeeding. I'm trying. So a friend of mine sent me this. It's here. Let me do something real quick. For one, I got to turn the webcam back on. There we go. Magic. So we are going to do that. And we're going to put a picture in it. Nope, we want that. Let's move it over to here. I know this is not the most professional. I'm doing the best I can. All right, this is The Department of Justice, conspiracy against rights. Summary, section, I think it's 241 of Title 18 is a civil rights conspiracy statute. Section 241 makes it unlawful for two or more people to agree together to injure, threaten, or intimidate a person into any state, territory, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him or her by the Constitution or the laws of the United States, or because of his or her having exercised the same. Unlike most conspiracy statutes, Section 241 does not require that one of the conspirators commit an overt act prior to the conspiracy becoming a crime. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to a life term or death penalty, depending on the circumstance of the crime and the resulting injury, if any. Title 18, U.S.C. Section 241. The exact wording for it is, if two or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having so exercised the same. They shall be fined under the title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and if death results from the act committed in violation of this section, or if such act includes kidnapping or attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, they shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. Now, you also have Cruz. Senator Cruz came out and spoke, and it's CNN faced widespread backlash Wednesday for seemingly to imply the network would reveal the identity of the Reddit user who made an anti-CNN Trump-themed gift if he reneged on an apology. But some critics suggest the network also could have a legal problem on its hand. Republican Texas Senator Ted Cruz took to Twitter to cite Georgia state law's prohibition against theft by extortion. Quote, troubling. Woohoo. Troubling. I assume CNN's lawyers are examining GA 16-8-16, theft by extortion. If CNN constructively obtained the gift maker's IP, it's a Georgia crime if they threaten to disseminate any information tending to subject any person to hatred, contempt, or ridicule, he wrote, citing a portion of the statute. I don't want to hear what he didn't know. He didn't attend. Intention is not always an admission of guilt or innocence. You have different degrees of murder. You have intentional and unintentional murder. I know that's a little bit on the extreme side, but it's the point. He was blackmailed into silence. And then, well, he says we didn't coerce him. Of course! When you got a proverbial gun to the back of your head, you're going to agree with the person that blackmails you. If he comes out and says, yes, I only apologize because they were threatening. The only reason why I said that they weren't threatening is because they were threatening me. Hey, what more do we have to do? CNN has been off the wagon big time of late. And it's not good. It's not good at all. Julian Assange, when Trump goes low, CNN goes lower, threatens to dox artists behind CNN head video if he makes fun of them again. Julian Assange put out another tweet. CNN just committed a crime violating 135.60 of the New York Criminal Code, coercion, and it gives the link to go to it. He went on... He also posted the federal felony violation 18 U.S. Code 241 in relationship to the First Amendment. Now, CNN has ever had adamantly defended its handling of the story, issuing a statement Wednesday saying the network did not publish the user's name out of concern for his safety, adding any assertion that that network blackmailed or coerced him is false. Then why did the writer put that one sentence there? Just that one sentence. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. Here, let's see if I can put it up on screen for everybody. It's... Here, doing a screenshot real quick and I'll get it over there. Getting a little fancy nowadays. Let's see if that went over. Sorry about this. I'm trying to put up some information so everybody can see it. Nope. And it's their blind hatred is amazing, and it's distorted their ability to see the truth. They cannot see the truth because of this blind hatred for Trump. And it's going to hurt people. Come on, where is it? What the hell's going on? Nothing goes easy, it does it. Should try this again. This happens when you're not prepared. You look like an idiot and you start bumbling, trying to get shit done. Just did this a couple minutes ago and I was able to log in with no problem. This is starting to piss me off here. Huh. Share. I don't know why I can't do this. Oh my God, this is making me look like an idiot. Oh boy. So let's try this. Download client software. Have you ever had one of those times when you know it should be working and it's just not working? Huh. This is absolutely weird. For some reason, I can't get into a share file, and it's going to drive me absolutely up a wall. Definitely up a wall. Well, I tried to do some... Now what the heck happened? Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Dang, everything's going really wonky all of a sudden. Holy shnikes. Don't you hate when things just go to hell on you? Hell in a handbasket. Well, I'll stop putzing around with that and get back. It's unbelievable how desperate they get. They're That is absolutely weird what's going on. That is really... Now I can't find what I made. This is going to drive me nuts now. It's a short drive, but still, it's a drive. All right. Let's put this different spot. I'm not giving up on this. Oh, just one of those days. I'm going to try one last thing and then I'll give up. Because I don't like to give up. Where did I put that? Pictures. Come on. No, it doesn't seem like it's doing it. It's just... I don't know what the heck. Everything was looking good between my computers. I was able to share. And all of a sudden, it just went... All right. I wouldn't want it done what they're doing. As I said, I don't care what the man has put out there. Shit. I just lost my video. Shit. Nope, I'm still going. All right, good. Had everything black out on my other computer. All of a sudden, just everything went really nuts real quick. Nothing's responding the way it's supposed to. My network computers are networking. I like Windows 10, but at the same time, I hate it. Their networking of the computer sucks big time. Oh, sucks big hairy monkey balls. I mean, they're not. The home group, some things work, other things don't. And it all revolves around one computer. My main computer never shows up properly. So, we're going to hit a break. Let me see if I can deal with this during the break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. All right, we're rolling into the last segment, and I finally got that working, so we'll get that up in a second. I just want to remind everybody, stay tuned after the Reaver of Common Sense, starting at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what is it? 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Pacific, not specific. Pacific. We'll have the Sackheads Radio with Sackhead Clint, Sackhead Sean, and BZ. So stay tuned. Oh, I hate these segues, trying to go from one thing to another. I always screw it up. But, yeah, I want to put this up. They're saying that they didn't coerce anybody. CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. As I said before, if they wouldn't have put that one friggin' sentence, there probably would never have been an issue. It's just that one sentence. That's what puts him in the hot water. And then they try to lie and double check. And, he did this before. You were trying to contact him before he did any of it. And the article even states it. And that he says that he was not coerced. Again, of course, he's going to say that. The CNN said the team published the line in question to be transparent that there was no deal. At no time does that sound like there was no deal. It sounds exactly like you're blackmailing. But they keep saying that we're misinterpreting. No, we're not. The guy may have been an asshole. He might have posted some very questionable material. That still does not give the right for CNN to blackmail somebody because he created something that embarrassed them. And what they did by this is they started a shitstorm of new GIFs and memes. They've been going on since last night, and there's going to be no end. So they made a big fuss out of this little issue and made it worse than it was. They pissed off the Reddit people. They're gunning for CNN now. Where they may not have been exactly after CNN, now they're after CNN. And I'm not talking violence. I'm talking they are going to cause shitstorms on Twitter and on the internet. They started a fight, and I don't think they realized just how far it was going to go. And the original tweet, CNN tracked down Reddit user behind the Trump wrestling gift. Tracked down. As opposed to the headline now that they have. Oh, what is it? Shit. Sorry. Hit the... How CNN found. As compared to tracked down. Well. Hopefully the DOJ is looking into this. Hopefully Georgia State is looking into this. They cannot go around blackmailing people and forcing them into their way of thinking. They feel like they can do it now. We've seen it with their reporting. They've tried to force a way of thinking on us, and now they're trying to silence those that speak out against. This is the way it starts. This is not just a one-time incident. They don't worry about exposing those that they don't like, but they sure as hell keep keeping the anonymous sources anonymous. How about you expose them? Now, that won't help you, so you won't. All right, let's see what else can we get in. It's, as I said, they opened the floodgates. They opened the floodgates for memes and gifts to be made. And it's the one line I love, the tweet is, FYI, Hans Aso Solo just called me. I am in total agreement with your statement. I was not threatened in any way. You know, yeah, you already threatened him. Of course he's going to keep his mouth shut. And this Kaczynski initially said the user posted his apology before we ever spoke to him, calling K-File afterwards to apologize again. But after further questions, it was found out that the initial apology didn't come until CNN had contacted the user and asked to talk to him, as I pointed out earlier. This is something they're double-tracking, they're double-talking, and outright fucking lying, CNN is. They blackmailed this person. They talked to him before any apology. They put pressure on him. And they have this man thinking his whole life is going to be ruined. So, of course, he's going to back down. CNN tried to dox him, and it worked so far. But I said that man should be getting a goddamn lawyer. And if he is underage, like there is talk on the internet that he's a 15-year-old boy, you wouldn't want to do that to my son. I'll handle my son for the shit he may have said, but going after my son like that, I would bring a shitstorm. I would find every top lawyer in every goddamn state that I could to go after CNN. And CNN needs to throw Jeff Zucker to the curb, and AT&T needs to do something before they go and buy. What's CNN's parent company? I forget. AT&T is looking to buy them, and from what I've read, they don't exactly give a shit about CNN. That's not what they're after. And rumblings are they're not happy with Jeff Zucker as the CEO. He's got to go. It's getting ridiculous and almost criminal what CNN is doing. This is criminal. This is blackmail. There's a lot of people, go ahead and put my information out. We don't give a shit. I talk my shit on the radio. I put it out there. You want my name? My name is Joseph Vangerbus. I don't mind. I'm not scared. CNN has turned into propagandists to the worst extent. And now they're into blackmail. And they're nothing but an arm of the DNC. And it just comes out that if he makes fun of them again, he says something that they don't approve of, they're going to release his name. That's blackmail. I instead of going, oh, shit, you're fired. We corrected the issue. Sorry. Dumbass. Shouldn't have put it there. That's not what was intended, but that's how it came out. We won't put up with that. No. Oh, yeah. Well, that's not what it was meant as. And people are blowing out of proportion. You blow shit out of proportion with your news every single day. And then you had Chris Cuomo put a tweet out, and he ended up deleting it. But should CNN expose this person's name? He thought it was good to ask that question. I said it, and I'll say it again. Expose your anonymous sources of your articles. I already told you what we should do. Call CNN up. Say you work somewhere in the White House or something. Give them a bullshit story, and everybody starts doing it. They're not going to know who to believe and who not to believe. And just overload them with bullshit stories. And then see which ones come out on the other end. That's the funny thing. See which ones they actually put out there. Oh, the tweets that came in last night, it just flooded. This one, if CNN is upset by Trump wrestling gif, I bet this one offends. They put out something else under the CNN blackmail tag and got 1.7 million likes. CNN in the morning, hashtag CNN blackmail, 6.5 million likes. Retweeted 3.6 million times. Someone had a picture or something with CNN being abusive and 12.2 retweets and 25 million likes. This was all over the place. There will now be more anti-CNN memes than ever before. Thank you at CNN. 3 million retweets, 5 million likes on that. It's The people are getting tired of the bullshit. They're getting tired of CNN. I'm tired of it. Hey, it gives me something to talk about here, but you know what? When you start blackmailing people, threatening, the history books will show that on July 4th, 2017, CNN blackmailed someone who made a joke gif about them. Hashtag CNN blackmail. 7.9 million retweets and 15 million likes. And these were done almost midnight. It was 11:47 Eastern Standard Time when this went out. On July 4th. Okay, a lot of people were out with fireworks. And this still went #1 trending. That's how pissed off people are getting. Is that normal? Is CNN essentially threatening to dox him? Or am I reading that wrong? Got 21 million retweets and 51 million likes. And CNN doesn't see an issue with this. They're not the smartest. All right, everybody, it's getting that time. Coming up next. Hi, Carrie. Coming up next is the Sackheads Radio Show, which will be about 2.5 minutes. Sackhead Clint, Sackhead Sean, and of course, BZ. Again, I am Jersey Joe with the Reaver of Common Sense. I will be here 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week, Monday through Friday. And I am so happy to be opening up for Sackheads and all the other shows that occur during the week. We have BZ's Berserker Saloon. I know I just totally screwed that name up. It's getting late. Well, just remember, people, if you make fun of CNN, they're going to expose you. They're going to try to blackmail you. And that's exactly what they've been doing. They have lost their rockers. They have lost all resemblance of a sane news agency. And they're just nothing but an attack piece on Donald Trump, the president. With that, I want everybody to have a great day. Up next, Sackheads Radio. Peace. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.